Welcome to NarrativeNook audio tales where enchanted stories come to life. If you enjoy our stories, please subscribe, like and share to support our channel.
Jared forced his way to the door,
Enjoy listening,
grunting as he knocked himself against the door. Max, who was standing outside the door, tried to get inside after hearing the sound. However, he was stopped by Fiorella's bodyguards. Nobody can enter the room without Ms. Fisher's permission. Max looked at the two bodyguards from head to toe. "I'm Mr. Johnston's secretary. We're aware of that, but we still can't let you in without Ms. Fisher's permission." A sound could be heard coming from inside the room again. Then, Max ignored the bodyguards and broke into the room. Max saw Jared lying on the bed, panting, while Fiorella unbuttoned his shirt. "Who let you in? Get out of here now." Fiorella went off at Max after he entered the room. Max ignored her and walked straight to Jared. Fiorella threw her bodyguards a glance, and they rushed toward Max. Max swiftly dodged them and pinned them down with just a few moves. "Miss Fisher, please let me do my job." Max looked at Fiorella as he spoke. Looking at her incompetent bodyguards, Fiorella knew she could not stop Max from taking Jared away. So, she looked at Max and said with a smile, "Why are you so tense? I've known Mr. Johnston for many years. Why would I hurt him? He had too much to drink just now. I was just helping him rest when you broke in. I drank a little bit as well. I thought you were an intruder. Please forgive me." Max knew what Fiorella was trying to imply. He nodded at her. Then, he took Jared out of the room and left through another exit. Fiorella fumed. She scolded her bodyguards for ruining her perfect plan. She finally had a chance to be alone in a room with Jared, yet these two guys blew it for her. Max would never have been able to take Jared away if they were more competent. "Trash. Get out of my sight. You're fired." Fiorella shouted at them. Frightened, the bodyguards left the room and shut the door with their tails between their legs. Fiorella swung a pillow at the door. The banquet downstairs was still very busy, and everyone was oblivious to what had happened upstairs. In the mansion, Nicole did not see Jared in the house after returning home. She was about to call him because she thought he was doing overtime. However, she then remembered that he had said something about going to a banquet that night, so she put her phone away. The doorbell rang while she was watching television. Nicole thought it was Jared, so she wondered why he did not use his key. She went to get the door and saw Max holding Jared up. "What's with him?" Nicole looked at Max in confusion. Mr. Johnston had too much to drink at the banquet. To avoid any misunderstanding, Max decided to not tell her the truth. "Get him inside." Nicole opened the door. Then, Max helped Jared to the sofa and laid him down. "Ms. Nicole, I'll get going now." Max turned around and looked at Nicole. "Sure. Thank you so much." After Max left, Nicole went to Jared's side. "I always thought his tolerance was very high. How many drinks did he have before he passed out like this?" Nicole grumbled under her breath while unbuttoning Jared's shirt. Then, a red mark on Jared's cheek caught her attention. She looked at it closely and realized it came from a woman's lips. Didn't he go to a banquet? Why is there a lipstick stain on his face? A lot of questions ran through Nicole's head. She furrowed her brows and looked at Jared, who was sound asleep. "Good one, Jared Johnston. Looks like you had a lot of fun earlier and even got yourself drunk. Why did you bother coming back home?" Nicole looked at him as she questioned him. However, Jared only responded with snores. Nicole left his side angrily. Then, she switched off the television and went upstairs. She lay in her bed and thought about what had happened. The longer she lay there, the angrier she got. She felt like Jared had been pretending to be a man of principles. The next morning, Jared woke up because of how thirsty he was. He looked around and did not see Fiorella anywhere. Relief flooded through him. He took a cup and filled it with water before downing it. It was only then he realized that he was back home, but he had no idea why he was sleeping in the living room. He tried to recall what had happened last night. The last thing he could remember was Fiorella unbuttoning his shirt and nothing else after that. How did I get home? By myself? Probably not. Max was with me. I'm sure Max sent me back here. Why was I sleeping on the sofa then? Max would never just leave me there like that. There has got to be something I missed. While trying to recall his memories, Jared heard footsteps from the staircase. He immediately turned his head to look over, thinking it was Fiorella. Then, Nicole appeared before his eyes, and Jared felt relieved again. The trauma that Fiorella brought him was unimaginable. "You're awake," Nicole said without concern, looking at Jared. "Yeah." "Good morning," Jared said in greeting. Nicole glared at him and asked sarcastically, "How was your sleep last night?" "Last night was fine." He did not remember what happened anyway, as he had slept away all night. He would still be sleeping if he was not that thirsty. "What about you?" Jared asked, looking at Nicole. Nicole continued to mock him. "It was excellent. The bed was so big and fluffy. So much better than the sofa." After hearing what Nicole said, Jared realized then that he had yet to brush his teeth. He stood up slowly as his head still felt a little dizzy. It got better after he stood upright for a while. "Is there any breakfast for me?" Jared asked as he walked to the washroom. He looked at his reflection in the mirror there, and he was shocked. "What did I do to look like this? My hair is a mess, and even my shirt is unbuttoned." When he was about to wash his face, he suddenly noticed a lipstick stain on his cheek. He was stunned. Where did this come from? Suddenly, an unpleasant scene flashed through his mind. Could it be? Oh no. Nicole probably saw this. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sleeping on the sofa. It also explains why she acted so weird just now. Thinking of how terrifying Nicole's gaze was, he immediately connected the dots. He freshened up quickly and went downstairs. Nicole was already having breakfast in the dining hall. He walked over slowly and sat down, only to find out that there was no food in front of him. He glanced over at Nicole as she kept eating without looking at him. Jared hesitated, but he decided to ask anyway. "Nicole, how did I get back last night?" Nicole lifted her head to look at Jared after hearing his question. Then, coldly, she asked him another question. "Have you forgotten about everything last night?" "I remember some of it, but I have no idea how I got back," Jared replied with a hint of guilt in his voice. "Max sent you home," Nicole told him. Jared ran through his memories and vaguely remembered this happening. "Seems like she noticed the lipstick stain on my face, and that's probably why I was left in the living room to sleep." Even though Jared was not happy about what she did, he figured Nicole should be feeling worse. "About what happened last night, I can explain." Jared peered at Nicole with a sincere look on his face. "It's fine. I've got to go to work now. You should make something to eat for breakfast." Then, Nicole stood up and left the table. "Nicole." Despite Jared calling her name, Nicole did not stop walking as she went straight out the door. Anger flooded Jared's veins as he stared at Nicole's car driving away from the mansion. "How did I get drunk? And how did that lipstick stain get on my face?" Jared put on his jacket, got in his car, and drove to the office. There, Max stood before Jared. "What happened last night? I want to know everything in detail," Jared said. Not wanting Jared to worry about last night's incident, Max tried to hide it from him. "Mr. Johnston, nothing happened. You should take a look at the documents first." "Tell me," Jared said without emotion. Max noticed his tone, so he told Jared everything that had happened the previous night. The more Jared heard, the angrier he got. He was not expecting Fiorella to set him up like this at all. Fortunately, Max was sharp enough to get him out of there. Otherwise, Fiorella likely would have taken advantage of him. "Did Nicole take care of me after you sent me home?" Jared asked, looking at Max. "Yes, sir. Ms. Nicole was the only one in the mansion." "Got it. Get back to work now." Jared treated Fiorella like a friend, and he even gave her a bottle of wine as a gift. He did not expect that she would drug him at all. He recalled clearly that he had started to lose consciousness after drinking the wine she handed him. He just did not know if there was something wrong with the wine or if Fiorella had done something to the glass. Jared slammed his fist on the table angrily. "That damn woman. There's no way I'm going to be her partner anymore. She can only blame herself for this. Meanwhile, Zeke sent Nicole a message as soon as she arrived at the office. Are you there? Yeah. Why are you contacting me through this? Nicole felt it was strange that Zeke used an encrypted channel to text her. Abort mission. I was exposed, and I escaped to a safe place for now. Could you take over and get it done for me? Things were all good just a few days ago. Why is Zeke suddenly getting hunted down now? Hide well and stay low. Can't you just carry on with the mission after some time? I don't have the energy to take on such a high-risk mission right now. Okay, but I have a favor to ask. Please help me complete this mission if you ever hear about my death. I genuinely hope you can help me. Nicole did not appreciate Zeke's negativity. Can't you be more optimistic? You'll be fine. Just get it done yourself. Thanks. Then, Zeke went offline. Nicole sighed after looking at Zeke's status. He could have been enjoying his life if he didn't have such a dangerous job. There are plenty of other things to do if he were just after the thrill. Ms. Riddle, the engineer wants to talk to you about something, said Kelly after entering the office. Sure. I'll be right with him. Nicole shut down her computer and left her office. In the afternoon, Harvey came over for Nicole. Is Nicole here? He asked the receptionist. Ms. Riddle is inside. Okay, he walked into Nicole's office but could not see her anywhere. She's not here. Harvey went to another room to look for her. He pushed the door open and saw Nicole saying something about the chip with the engineer. Mr. Ellison. Kelly greeted him as soon as she saw him enter. Hey. Nicole then turned around and looked at Harvey. What brings you here today? The thought of missing you, I suppose, Harvey said shamelessly with a bright smile on his face. Boring. Nicole rolled her eyes at him. In the few days I haven't seen him, I wonder where he learned this from. Are you busy? He asked, looking at Nicole. Nicole looked back at him. Do you need me for something? Of course. Wait for me in my office then. I'll be with you in a second. Nicole said to him before resuming her discussion with the engineer. After some time, Nicole returned to her office. Anything to drink? Do you have coffee? Harvey asked bluntly. Nicole picked up the phone and said, Get Mr. Ellison a cup of coffee. So, what's so important that you had to come all the way here to tell me? Nicole sat on her office chair. She lifted her brows as she looked at Harvey. Joyce is rushing me to get it done already. What are you planning to do next? Harvey asked her with an inquiring look. Nicole leaned back on her chair and thought about it. It looks like Joyce can't wait to come after me. I wonder why. Could it be that she wants to leave the country as soon as possible? Try to stall her for now. Give me some time to think about it, Nicole answered. Again? I can probably do that for just another day. I'm afraid they'll start suspecting me if I keep stalling. Harvey put on a cautious look as he gazed at Nicole. Understood. I'll let you know what to do as soon as I figure it out. Nicole looked at Harvey again as she asked, Have you heard anything about Martin? Harvey felt a spark of jealousy. Nothing much is happening with him. Why do you suddenly ask that? I'm starting to think that I'm not the only one Joyce is coming after, but Martin too, said Nicole. Martin? Didn't they used to work together? Even though he chased the McCarthy family out of the country, he didn't do anything to hurt them. I heard he only did that because Joyce stole something he was experimenting on. Well, I guess they're considered even now. Harvey looked at Nicole as if he had a lot going on in his head. Yeah. Nicole gazed at Harvey. What Harvey said was only part of the reason, and he probably still did not know about the envy between them. She figured it would be better to keep him in the dark to reduce the risk of him making a mistake. You should leave now. I need to be somewhere. Nicole looked at Harvey and then stood up, leaving her office. Just then, the receptionist entered the room with a cup of coffee. Mr. Ellison, here's your coffee. It's fine. Then, he followed Nicole out of the room. Where are you going? I'll come with you, Harvey said. Harvey Ellison, Are you so free because you made my brother do everything for you? Nicole questioned him. With a confident look, Harvey replied, I didn't. I finished all my work already. You can call Sean and ask him if you don't believe me. Nicole rolled her eyes at him before entering the elevator. Harvey got on as well. Don't you have other projects to handle other than what you're working on with the Aegis Corporation? Nicole said while keeping her gaze forward. Of course, but I'm letting my subordinates take care of them. I'm spending so much money on their salary. What's the point of doing that if I still have to do everything myself? I'm not like you and Mr. Johnston. Even though both of you are very hands-on and your business keeps growing, you're wearing yourselves out at the same time. I don't think work is worth sacrificing my health for. I'm living rather comfortably now, and I think the most important thing to me is living in the present. Otherwise, it'll be too late to do anything when we get older. Harvey spoke as if he had found the meaning of life, and living the present was his priority. Different people have different dreams. That was all Nicole said before she walked toward her car. Harvey followed her. Nicole got inside the car and looked at him. You're not coming with me, she said. Then, she started the car and drove off as Harvey stood there, watching the car get further and further away from him. Nicole dialed Martin's number while driving. Martin, are you in the factory? Nicole's voice traveled through the phone and reached Martin's ears. Yeah, I am. Why do you have the time to call me? Martin put down the documents in his hands. I'm on my way to the factory now. Talk to you later. Nicole hung up the phone after confirming Martin's location. Knowing that Nicole would be there soon, Martin stood and went outside. He wanted to welcome her as they had not met for some time. After a while, Nicole drove her car into Beacon, and Martin was waiting for her in the parking lot. Nicole parked her car and got out. Are you welcoming me? Nicole asked with a bright smile on her face. Of course. It's been some time, Martin said, looking at Nicole. You're right. Let's talk upstairs. Martin led the way to his office with Nicole in tow. Nicole took a seat as Martin made a cup of her favorite coffee. Nicole took the cup from him and sipped. Then, she looked at Martin and said, Isn't this the coffee I gave you? Why do you still have it? It had been some time since she gifted the coffee to him, and he should have finished it long ago. So, Nicole felt it was strange that he still had some left for her. Martin looked at Nicole and smiled. I don't know where you buy your favorite coffee, so I didn't drink any of the coffee you gave me. I kept it all so I could make them for you when you visit. Nicole was very surprised to hear what he said. Really? You didn't use it, just so I can have them when I come by? Nicole sighed. Why don't you just tell me if you like this coffee too? Even though finding them is difficult, I have ways to get them for you. You're such an interesting person. Nicole looked at Martin helplessly while trying to hold back laughter. I had no idea. Martin put on an innocent look. He did not know Nicole could get them so easily. He thought that it was difficult for her to bring them back from overseas. Nicole put down the cup of coffee and asked, How's the factory doing recently? Not bad. Production is going well, and orders just keep coming in. I can't find any time to slack around. Martin enjoyed being busy very much. It made him feel content. His lifestyle concept was the opposite of what Harvey proposed. Nicole looked at Martin and felt like he had become his old self again. The obstacles in life were not affecting him very much, or perhaps he was just a tough person. She put on a serious look after the small talk and asked him, Has Joyce contacted you these days? The smile on his face slowly disappeared as soon as he heard Joyce's name. No. Why did you bring her up suddenly? He looked at her, confused. That's nice. I was just asking. Nicole decided not to tell him about Joyce hiring someone to assault her since it does not affect him. After all, it would have been better to avoid getting Martin involved if Joyce did not try to mess with the factory's operation. Oh, the McCarthy family even hired a television station to broadcast their prayers. Did you know about that? Martin looked at Nicole and asked. Yeah, I do. Not only did she know, but she was there in person too. They put up quite a show. Why do you think the McCarthys even did that? Martin could not figure it out, so he asked Nicole. They probably just want their dignity back. After all, they fled the country ingloriously back then. We knew you only gave the McCarthys a chance because you and Joyce had been working together for years. Nicole recalled her memories and could remember every single thing that happened. Dignity? Ha ha. Martin chuckled. The McCarthys could only get where they are today because they're riding on somebody else's coattails. How ironic. Martin mocked them sarcastically. The McCarthy family was nothing but dirt to him, and dirt needed no dignity. How much do you know about this? Nicole could understand what he was trying to say. She felt like Martin knew something about what happened with the McCarthys when they went abroad. Not much. However, I heard that the McCarthys formed a connection with the Adam family through marriage. The Adam family is very wealthy, but they don't have enough heirs to extend their bloodline. In addition, the elders in the family are worried that their business empire will collapse, so they have been searching for a very fertile woman to bear their children. Something so ridiculous is actually happening? Even though Nicole had seen a lot of things, it was her first time encountering something so strange. That's right. The ladies of other big families aren't bothered to do that for the Adams. Additionally, that place didn't have many females, so it was harder for the Adam family to find a suitable candidate. I guess the McCarthys went there because they heard about this. Martin told Nicole as he finally connected the dots about what happened. Nicole's eyes sparkled. In that case, the Adam family doesn't really care about the McCarthys. They're just using the McCarthys as breeding stock. Yeah, I see. No wonder none of the Adams were there during McCarthy's family prayer. That explains everything now. Nicole thought about what happened the other day on the hill and immediately understood everything. Thank you for telling me everything. Nicole looked at Martin and thanked him. After all, he made her trip worth it. It made her job a lot easier after knowing the truth. She had finally found Joyce's weak spot. You don't have to thank me. Instead, I should be the one thanking you. A smile appeared on Martin's face as he looked at Nicole. What for? She gazed at him, confused. I know the factory is back on track because of the good words you put in for me in front of Mr. Johnston. I'm also aware that you're why I can get so many orders. I won't forget what you've done for me. Martin looked at Nicole gratefully. He knew that Beacon would not achieve so many things if it were not for her. I thought you didn't know. I just wanted to do something to help you because I saw how much effort you put into this whenever I came here. Coincidentally, I had a few friends looking for new medical equipment, so I recommended your product. They were very eager to get their hands on Beacon when they saw it, so I gave them your contact. You won't blame me for that, right? Nicole looked at Martin and told him everything she had done for him. Why would I blame you for something beneficial to me? Did you see the trucks coming in and out of the factory daily? All of them are filled with the orders you got me. Martin looked very happy as he spoke. Really? Are there really that many orders? Nicole could not believe it. Of course. Nicole, it's been so long since we had a meal together. Are you free today? Martin looked at Nicole and asked. Yeah. Let's go to a restaurant now then. He suggested. Sure. She gazed at him. You don't have to drive. I'll send you back here after eating. That's too troubling for you. Martin rejected the idea as he was not a person who would like to trouble other people. What's so troubling about that? I just have to step on the pedal. Nicole waved her hand at him, indicating for him to get in the car. Martin buckled up. Then, Nicole started the car and drove out of the factory. Martin, which restaurant are we going to? Nicole looked at him and asked. How about your favorite place, the Blue Whale restaurant? Martin suggested. How did you know that's one of my favorite restaurants? Nicole thought that only Jared knew she liked the food at Blue Whale. She was not expecting Martin to know about it too. I noticed it the last time we went there together. Martin tried to remember the last time they had a meal together, which was quite some time ago. Last time? It was pretty long ago, isn't it? Nicole slightly arched her brows and asked. Yeah, you're right. The conversation continued in the car, and they arrived at the restaurant shortly after. Nicole parked her car nearby and went inside with him. The manager saw them and immediately went to welcome them. "Ms. Nicole, Mr. Wyance. You came just at the right time. We got a very rare soft-shell king crab just now. Would you like to try it?" Only special customers could get an opportunity to get a taste of this rare soft-shell king crab. Nicole was a regular and their VIP, so the manager recommended it to them. He would not do the same to normal customers because of how rare the type of crab was. "Martin, would you like to try it?" Nicole looked at Martin and asked. "Sure," he replied gracefully. "We'll take it." Nicole looked at the manager and spoke. "Okay, I'm on it." Then, the manager trotted to the kitchen. A waiter brought Nicole to her special spot. Martin looked around and sat down. "This table is definitely the best spot to be at in this restaurant," he praised. "Of course. I sit here every time for a reason," Nicole said proudly. She felt particularly relaxed today when she sat there with Martin. "Yeah. Miss Nicole, you've always been a person of excellent taste." Martin complimented her again. "I didn't see you eating any chocolates before we came here. What's with the sweet tongue?" Nicole looked at Martin and teased him, making him blush. Two waiters came to their table carrying a huge plate a while later. "Miss Nicole, this is the soft-shell king crab you ordered. Please give them some room to serve it on the table," the manager said politely before the waiters placed the plate carefully in the middle of the table. "Please enjoy. Don't hesitate to call me over if there's anything I can do to help." The manager left with the waiters after saying that. It was Martin's first time seeing such a huge king crab. An expression of profound astonishment flashed across his face. Nicole lifted the edge of her mouth after seeing how surprised he was. "What's wrong? Is it too big?" Nicole looked at him and joked. "Yeah, it's huge. It's got to take many years for the crab to grow this big, right?" Martin could not help but guess as he looked at the delicacy in front of him. "I guess. Maybe this species of crab is naturally this big. Stop looking at it and have a taste." Nicole looked at him and spoke. "Sure." Martin would probably still be staring at the crab blankly if she had not asked him to start eating. Nicole took a big pincer. She cracked it open and placed the meat into the sauce prepared by the chef. Then, she put it into her mouth. It was delicious. The crab tasted so fresh and chewy. Nicole enjoyed it very much. Martin grabbed one of its legs after looking at the satisfied expression on Nicole's face. He dipped the meat in the same sauce and tasted it. Martin looked very surprised after eating it. It was heavenly. "Is it good?" Nicole looked at him and asked. "It's excellent." Martin could not find any other words to describe it as he looked at her with a big smile. "I'm glad that you like it. We're going to have a feast today." Nicole raised her glass and proposed a toast to Martin. "You drove here. How could you drink?" Martin calmed down and asked Nicole. "I'll just ask somebody else to send me back. Come on, let's drink." She signaled him to raise his glass. "Okay." Martin heard what she said and clinked his glass with hers. "Martin, you didn't want to sell Beacon to foreign countries for some reason. Have you changed your mind on that?" Nicole brought it up as she looked at him. "Actually, I hope the Beacon can benefit everyone in the world. However, I'm also worried that people with bad intentions would use it to facilitate their evil deeds if they ever got their hands on it. I don't want that to happen," he explained to her with a serious look on his face. "Yeah, that could happen. But a lot of those places don't have good living conditions. The people there need a good product like the Beacon to help them and give them a chance at life again." Nicole witnessed too many injured people die because they could not receive proper treatment on time. She hoped Martin could change his mind so the Beacon could help as many people as possible. "I understand what you're trying to say, but..." Martin sounded like he needed a reason that was convincing enough for him to sell the Beacon overseas and help those people in need. "Stop hesitating. You only invented Beacon because you wanted to help people. You can't give up on those needing the Beacon just because you're worried that a tiny part of them would misuse it. You should unleash its full potential in our country and the whole world. Nicole encouraged him to make the best decision. Martin bowed his head down and started thinking. Nicole did not want to pressure him, so she said, "Don't feel pressured. Let's eat first and talk about this when we get back later." Nicole grabbed another crab leg and continued eating. Then, Martin suddenly looked at her and said, "You're right. I can't confine its potential by only selling it here. I've got to maximize its value. Nicole, I've made my mind up. I will expand Beacon's sales range and export it wherever needed." Martin looked at her and said seriously, "That's the best idea. Should we drink another glass to celebrate Beacon's success worldwide in advance, then?" Nicole looked at him and said jokingly, "Sure." Martin raised his glass, and a genuine smile appeared across his face. "Nicole, you're drinking too much." Martin looked at how she drank glass after glass and spoke. "Not really. Such little amount of alcohol can't do anything to me." Nicole was starting to feel a little tipsy, but it was unusual for her to feel this way by only drinking this much. Suddenly, she felt slightly upset when she remembered the lipstick stain on Jared's smile. Perhaps one gets drunk easier when they are in a bad mood. Nicole wanted to dial Kelly's number after eating but accidentally called Harvey instead. "Kelly, I'm at Blue Whale now. Come pick me up." Nicole spoke right after the call was connected. Harvey immediately knew what was going on. "It looks like she went to dine at Blue Whale restaurant without me. How outrageous. She would only think of me when she needed help. How could she not ask me to eat together with her?" "Hello? Kelly." Nicole called Kelly's name a few times but did not get an answer. But she thought Kelly had already heard what she said, so she hung up. "Martin, let's wait here for a while. Kelly will be here in a minute," Nicole told Martin before she picked up her glass again to continue drinking. He quickly stopped her hand that was already holding the glass as he said, "Nicole, you've drunk enough today. You should stop." "Yeah, I'm very happy today. Martin, you should visit my laboratory when you have the time. Who knows, maybe you'll fall in love with that place." Nicole lifted the edge of her mouth as she said to him, "Really? I heard Mr. Johnston talking about it before, but what are you researching?" Martin looked at Nicole and asked, "You'll know when you get there." Nicole kept him in suspense. Harvey suddenly appeared in front of them when they were still chatting. He glanced at Nicole before he asked Martin, "What's up with her? Why did she drink so much?" "We had a really good talk, and she got too caught up in the moment. You can see how much she drank from the bottle." Martin looked at Harvey and explained to him. However, Harvey looked at Nicole helplessly and said to Martin, "Come on, I'll send you guys back." He carried Nicole in his arms directly after saying that and walked toward his car, which was parked outside. Harvey put Nicole in the back seat and got into the car with Martin. Then, he drove away from the Blue Whale restaurant. "Martin, where do you live?" Harvey looked at Martin and asked. "Just send me back to the factory," Martin replied. "It's already so late. Why do you still want to go back?" Harvey looked at him confusedly. "The factory just restarted its production not long ago, and I have to be there to keep an eye on things. I don't want the same thing to happen again." Martin looked at Harvey and spoke. "You're so hardworking. It's admirable." Then, Harvey drove the car toward the factory's direction. After a while, the car stopped in front of the factory. Martin turned to look at Nicole, who was in the back seat, and said to Harvey, "Get her home safely." "Don't worry. See you." Harvey stepped on the pedal and left. Harvey was worried about her and kept looking in his rear-view mirror to check on her. Where should I send her? Harvey started thinking to himself while driving. Ultimately, he figured it would be best to send her back to Mrs. Wallace Sr.'s house. He did not want Jared to take care of her. Instead, he wanted to look after her for once. Half an hour later, he arrived at the Seaview mansion. Tia came out of the house after she saw Harvey's car. "Mr. Ellison? What brought you here so late at night?" Tia felt strange as she asked him. "Ms. Nicole? Is she okay?" Tia saw him helping Nicole from the back seat and quickly went to help him hold her. However, Harvey said to her, "Open the door." Then, he carried Nicole in his arms again and walked into the house. Harvey carried Nicole to her room and laid her down on the bed. Then, he turned around and said to Tia, "Get me a warm towel." "Okay." Tia went to do as he said. "Mr. Ellison, maybe I should take care of her instead." Tia figured it might be inappropriate for him to look after Nicole, so she suggested the idea. Harvey looked at Tia. He stepped aside anyway, even though he wanted to wipe Nicole's face personally. "Okay." Then, he stood at the side and watched Tia wipe Nicole's face carefully. Tia looked at him. After wiping Nicole's face, she said, "Mr. Ellison, thank you so much for sending her back. I'll let her know about this after she wakes up." Then, she waited for him to leave the room. However, he stayed in the room without moving at all. So Tia said, "Mr. Ellison, what are you looking at?" After hearing what Tia said, Harvey realized he was staring at Nicole. He quickly shifted his gaze to Tia and said, "I'll get going now then." "Okay, I'll walk you out." Tia shut the door and walked him to the yard. "You can get back inside now." Harvey opened his car door and said to Tia, "Be safe on the road," Tia said out of concern. Then, Harvey drove slowly and left the mansion. The sun was setting. In the office of Johnson Group, Jared stared at his phone. "Nicole left just like that in the morning alone, and she didn't even give me a call till now. It's already been a day. Could she still be mad at me?" He dialed Nicole's number anyway after hesitating.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.